Captain Olmstead of the Dawn's Venture, formerly of the Celestine. She's a fine ship, but she's no Celestine. That I am. That's why I call myself Captain Olmstead. Though, I will say, I'm not the owner. That would be Cardana. I steer her safely from place to place, wherever she means to go. No ship has ever been lost under my command, and that's more than I could say for some.
I've seen enough death to last 3 lives.
Ah, that was a real tragedy.
Tired of a good fight.
Her owner was a damn fool. Well, he meant well, but he went about it in a damn fool way. Planned to put me out to pasture. It was his way of taking care of me for all my years of service. Never mind whether I was ready to go. He needed a younger, steadier hand at the wheel, so he said, and he certainly got the first. The young upstart ran poor Celestine across the Chaldean fangs and sank her straight to the bottom. On a clear day, you can still see her down there. Oh, but she was a beautiful ship. Still is, for that matter. Maybe one day I'll find a wizard who can bring her back up for me.
You don't seem to mind the cold.
Any place in particular to narrow it down? The ships of High Rock tend to be proportioned differently to the ones you'll see down south. They're shorter. I've even heard them called stumpy. But they're deeper below the water. They have to be. The North Seas are fearsome and as cold as death. I couldn't tell you. I've barely been there. I never stay long on land, and never out of sight of the water. Well, except when I've been indoors, I suppose. What about you? Are you for the land or sea? Haha, more sea for me then. It's too hot. That was the main thing I noticed. But her ships, they had their own kind of beauty. They're low and sleek, and when the wind treats them right, they practically fly. They had interesting names too. Mazdi, Dolphin for the little ones. And if you hear that an Ala Rahun is coming, watch out. I made a run up to Solstheim a few years ago. It was a damned eerie day. The sea was still as glass, and that great smouldering mountain had dropped a carpet of ash all over it. We glided through it, and the only way you could tell we were moving at all was the dark wake we left behind. The East Empire Company makes sailing up the Niben a nightmare. A friend of mine is moored at water's edge, trying to sort out what he owes them, but they keep on piling on additional penalties every day. I used to sail with a lass from Youngvold. Contested territory that. Well, all of Johanna is contested, to be honest. The disagreements come down to the smallest detail, like whether you call Fenrod a king or a jarl. It's not for me, that's for sure. There's the Isle of Herne. The people there once had an oath to never leave that they've since been relieved of. Still, plenty remain. Captain's advice: if you're looking for a place to stay, the inns get nicer the further you get away from the port.
My mother was a strong woman.
Only fools
She's
sail
the
the
one who
Panther
instructed
River.
me on my sword
Treacherous
fighting.
rocks at the mouth, and
Can
past
you
that,
imagine?
nothing but flies, mud and jungle. We once tried to stop the trade in Port Telvanus, but the paperwork to even enter cost 10 times what we stood to gain. The view of Arendelle from the inner sea is hauntingly beautiful. Sad, but beautiful all the same. It's too hot. Suit yourself. All right then.